How to use Trello for project management. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will discuss exactly how to use Trello for the project management aspect. Now, Trello, if you didn't know already, you can sign up for free and add your members to it. And with your team, you're going to be able to create a board, and using that, you're just going to make project management a lot easier. So let's just go and get started and assume that you already did sign up for Trello. Now you're just going to wind up in this dashboard, the main one for Trello, and you simply just want to open up your workspace. From here, you can just feel free to add members already, or you can just click on boards and get started with your first board. So to create one, once you click on boards, just scroll down to the bottom. You should be able to find your boards section. Click on create new board. Now think of a board as the actual project itself, and the workspace is a level higher when it comes to the umbrella. But anyways, let's just focus on boards. You're just going to click on create new board, and you're just going to go ahead and give it a title. Now the title of the board could be your actual project's name or whatever it may be. And then for the visibility, you can make it private, so only admins are going to be able to access it. Workspace, which means any member from your workspace is going to be able to access it, or public, and that's just going to be anyone. So I'm just going to stick to the workspace option and click on create. But you can also click on start with a template, and you're going to find a few here, like for example the project management one, and you can just click on that and start using that template. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to show you how to actually create your own, and from there you're just going to fully customize it to your liking once you actually understand how to create one. So I'm just going to click on create and start with the most basic one. So just a quick introduction to Trello and how it works. You're going to have this list. It's going to be a bunch of buckets here. To do, doing, and done are the default options that are going to be available, but obviously you can just add your own and adjust the ones that already exist. For example, let's just go ahead and add a backlog option. You simply just want to click on add another list here from the right side and just go ahead and give it any name that you like. Once you create your list, you can just feel free to move it around as you like. So let's just put this to the back. And now let's say we just want to adjust the names of these ones. You can simply just click on the names of them and change them. So I did a little bit of customizing here. I did the backlog, future tasks, waiting, and then we also have work in progress, completed, and problem tasks. So how do we actually start using these buckets and make the most out of them? For that, we're going to be using cards. Now, cards are pretty much just tasks for this entire project. Now, tasks can be assigned to specific members. It has due dates to them. It has a description. It has checklists, all of these kinds of things. So let's just go and get to it and start adding some cards. Now in my case, I'm going to be adding them to the backlog, and then it's just going to keep moving forward from there. So we can just click on add card. From here, we can just go ahead and give it a name. So I just made this very quick example, like water the plants. You simply are going to see it as a very simple task, which is water the plants, but there is more to it if you actually click on it. You're going to find a lot of options here, and I really mean a lot of options. You're going to have by default the labels section. Now labels are going to be different colors that you can use for that task, and if you choose any of them, it's actually going to reflect here from the card outside. So how do you actually use labels? Now this is going to really depend on you and your team. Some boards I've seen are going to use these colors to assign to specific people from, without having to go into much detail, just to make things easier. Or maybe you can just use labels as maybe the urgency state. So maybe if it's red, that means that it is very high in urgency and you want it to complete it as fast as possible or something. So it is going to be completely up to you and your team members on how you want it to use and utilize these labels. Next up, you can start adding due dates to these cards. So let's say this task needs to be done by 26th. You can just go and select that, and you can also be more specific with the time of the due date. You also have a few options here with whether you want it to be reoccurring or not, and you can just click on save. Now this is a big part of adding things to the card, because due dates are going to help make these tasks actually show up in the calendar view, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. Next up, we have checklists. These are going to be very important if it's a larger task. These you can think of them as mini tasks to this main one. So you can just go in and start adding steps to this main task here. And also, you're going to be able to keep track of the checklist items from the outside as well. You also have members, so obviously you can assign this to specific people that are with you, and now they're going to be assigned to it. That means this person is going to be the one responsible for this task. You also have attachments to attach your files once you're done, maybe, or if you wanted to show people something. You obviously have a description to be more descriptive of the actual task, and you have a comment section. You also have more things like custom fields and location that you can also utilize. Now, once you have these cards in here, you're just going to be basically moving them around accordingly. So if it's a future task, you can just leave it here. If it's on the waiting section, you can just leave it here, and so on. If it's work in progress, it's just going to stay here until it's done, like so. And then this is going to be marked as complete, and the due date is going to be basically just stop, and you're pretty much set. And obviously, this is just going to move to the completed section. So obviously these at the top, you can feel free to customize them however you like. More to this, like I said, if you have a card that has a due date, you can actually use the calendar view to view it. If you wanted to change views, you simply just wanted to click on this icon next to the name of the board, and you're going to have a board view, which is this one, table view if you will like, a calendar view, which is very important because you can actually see the tasks from afar when it comes to the dates and so on. And you also have more things like the dashboard view, timeline, and map. So with this, it's just going to be a lot easier to start managing your projects using Trello because you have all of these sections, and you're going to have these organized tasks that are assigned to everybody that actually needs to work on them. And speaking of, you actually are going to be able to add people from here as well as the workspace itself. To add people to the board right away or directly, you simply just want to click on the share button here on the top and add them by their email address and click on share. And this is just going to allow them to be using this board as well. With that being said, this is pretty much how to use Trello for project management. You just need to use your imagination now to make the best board possible for your project. And yeah, this is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you found it to be informative and helpful, and for more information, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thanks for watching.